All right, guys, welcome. My name is Jeff. I'm the owner of RDR Gear in Salt Lake City, Utah. And today we're going to do a little bit of a sit down and talk about everyday carry. With the past year of COVID and the massive increase in firearm ownership, when I go back and do a little bit of research where most of us in today's society get our information from, social media and or YouTube, there isn't a lot of content or educational content simply in regards to practical application of everyday carry or EDC. You either get sheepdog 3% or honey badger mindset, the SF dude who's teaching you everything under the sun, but that middle gap where I'm just trying to solidify a choice in a pistol, a choice in a carry style, a choice in how to train, a choice in where to train. That market space is limited at best. So I want to talk today a little bit about some of the things that this is a topic I've been wanting to do some stuff on for a while. I think I'm going to kind of lean towards this a little more in some of our video segments. I'll start off a little bit about why I feel I have a good background on this. So from 1998, I started getting into the firearm business. And then around 2001, right before the 2002 Winter Olympics came to Utah, I had started working with a mentor / friend who worked as a former Secret Service agent prior to me meeting him. He has since passed, but when I started working for Glenn, I was doing some really boring ass work. A lot of the times when we were working, I was sitting, for example, I remember during the NBA playoffs, Glenn had a contract for the hotel where the Jazz and the opposing team was staying. And I think it was the Suns at that time, I can't remember which. Long story short, I was in a hallway for 8 hours a day reading a newspaper front to back. Elevators would open, I would challenge whoever came out the elevator, where they're going, who they're here to see, blah, blah, blah. And that was my intro to what at time was known as security work and or executive protection. We were not protecting a physical person, it was an entity, both businesses, both teams. My time with the Glen grew. I started doing advanced work. I started traveling prior to the primary team that was running that city, and I would do the advance for all the locations that we were going to visit that time. And then I would just bounce to the next one and so forth. Fast forward 2005, Winter Olympics have ended. We met some people here in Utah. I pack up, move to South Florida. I land in South Florida and go to work right away. I spent 10 years in South Florida. South Florida was a very unique environment for anything security related. Oftentimes, people would say, find the biggest dude in the nightclub and offer cash money to follow that person around to another venue or to a trip, whatever. They just wanted the attention of having this 6'9" black dude haul around their bags or open doors for them or clear people out the way. When I got to South Florida, my prior training in a traditional suit and tie style, be at the party but not part of the party concept, that made me stand out well to a lot of my employers. And as time grew, I ended up running my own little crew of guys and my own little thing. And it was some nightclub stuff, some EP stuff, and then some singleton type jobs where that individual was traveling, where I was traveling with a client full-time or part-time. So the EDC stuff for me, I have gone through a metric shit ton of holsters to figure out how to carry in a polo shirt and jeans, suit and tie, all different types of attire, tuxedo. It's a lot of trial and error in a lot of the ways you carry a gun. That is also what led to RDR's development. I was working one of my first team EP gigs. We were carrying Glock 19s at the time. I did not have a holster for the gun that I was issued. I went out and found a Galco cop slot, 3-slot, kind of the one you could cant and do different, and a big leather thumb strap. Not knowing much about leather holsters at the time, I just found a gun that said packaged with Glock 19 on it. Oh, it's going to work. Well, if you've ever bought a dyed cowhide or synthetic leather material holster, if the holster is flat, the gun comes in and out, no problem. Once you curve and flex that holster, it's binding the pistol inside that holster until a break-in period occurs, like a baseball mitt. I grab that holster, put it on my belt, shove my gun in there, close the snap, off I go. There was an incident there that one of the very few that I've ever had to where I felt maybe having a pistol out at a low ready might have been a good solution. I went to do so, break the thumb strap, go to draw the gun. I can't get the gun out of the holster. I'm pushing on the muzzle, trying to push the gun out. The gun is bound in the holster because I had a very thin dress belt on the time, and the slots were much wider for an 1.5-inch belt. I was running like a regular 1.25-inch dress belt. This is early my time in buying the proper gear to the job. Long story short, gun wouldn't come out, and luckily the situation got handled with hand-to-hand type solution, and problem solved. We moved on, we left, client grabbed client, got in the cars, we left, no problem. But understanding that I just went out and bought gear that night or day before, grabbed it, used it, didn't vet it, didn't test it, didn't apply the practical application that I needed to know that gear worked before I used it, was a big, big no-no. And that kind of led me on the path to find solutions that would work. And literally a month after that, I had been working with this crew full-time, 4 on, 3 off, and that's how RDR began. So with EDC, it is very different and very unique to everybody. Oftentimes we hear people say, you've got to have this, this, and this, or you've got to carry this gun, or this red dot, or this light, or weapon light only, appendix carry only. Man, everyday carry is, honestly, it is you. It is what appeals to your internal needs, practical application, and personality. You know, I relate it to going to a strip club. If I go to a strip club with 5 buddies, all 5 of us don't have the same wants, the same desires, we're not attracted to the same type of woman. Everybody has a different style, a different preference, a different uniqueness amongst us. Therefore, that EDC is going to be 5 different flavors for 5 different people. So when you guys look at that kind of stuff, don't get sucked into one thing is the only way. Because let's face it, if you were a gun consumer today buying your first handgun, you went to Instagram to look for holsters, it would not be unfair to say that if you went out and bought an appendix carry holster, it's because it's the only thing you see on Instagram. Everybody in the mirror, on the shot timer, from appendix carry all day, every day. There's a lot of options out there that you can do that fit a different lifestyle for concealed carry. So yeah, it does suck to buy a bunch of different things. Yeah, I get it. But unfortunately, if you've been carrying a gun for any length of time, you've got a box, a Foot Locker, a gear room, just chock full of stuff that you tried and didn't work. That's just kind of the nature of the beast. So we're going to talk about, I'm going to show you what I have on for EDC, what I use today when I'm in the shop, like for example here. And the only thing that changes for me from this is the gun that I carry. Usually when I'm here in the shop, I don't carry a full-size handgun. I just need a pistol on me that if somebody comes to the front door that shouldn't be here, I can address that, or from the back door, whatever case may be. So let's start with my pockets. So I carry a Streamlight. This is the ProTac 2LX. Great handheld light. The best feature of this light that I like is the clip, because it allows me to have this flashlight sit flush and deep in my pocket, so I don't have half a light sticking out. This also, for the price point, trashes anything Surefire makes in the same style and size for a quarter of the cost. I normally don't carry this knife if I'm carrying the other knife that I have on me, this karambit. This is an Emerson karambit. If you don't know what a Emerson karambit does, the wave system here allows you to deploy the blade when it comes out of the pocket. And I don't know if you can see this, whatnot, but as I pull forward, you'll see this little claw here. The blade will deploy, and that gives you the ability to use the karambit. The karambit's a super cool blade in my opinion, because if you understand boxing, you can use this knife fairly effectively. Even if you don't, you can use it as a forward and a claw type, and like a beak's claw, and you can do a lot of damage to get off me, cut, ouch people with this blade. It's a very well designed blade and a lot of history. I've had this one now going on, I want to say 10 years. I normally carry a standard folding knife in my pocket for cutting food, cutting a rope, cutting an envelope, whatever, because I carry a fixed blade in a horizontal carry from Bassinelli. And this is the gut knife I carry. Again, also a ring blade, but a fixed blade in a horizontal carry. It sits on my belt just like so. So as I grab the blade out of the sheath, I now can create space Kind of like, even if I grabbed it from this angle, it's like the sword of a samurai, right? I'm creating this arc of space away from me to use this blade in my hand. And again, I can thrash, cut, I can clinch, I can work this blade in many different ways, and then the reverse grip will clear someone or create space. So again, this is the Bassinelli knives, the Pico Malaco. If I said that correctly, I'm not for sure. But this blade I've had for a very long time as well. Great, great blade. You'll see a couple of them here on the wall as well. The chopper, the anomaly there as well. Those ones I rotate carrying the same position as this one here. So pistol, as I mentioned, since I'm in the shop. Revolver, nothing fancy. This is just a gun that I can have on me while I'm here, nothing obtrusive, and it's simply an easy way in one of the revolver holsters that we make here. Smith & Wesson Airway, I've already cleared this gun for the Chads and Karens out there because I knew I was going to show you guys this gun earlier. But again, this is a great little everyday holster that if you're going to, I call it the grocery getter, I'm going to go grab a gallon of milk or whatnot. This is a great little pistol to start your day off with or just grab and go. That's kind of my personal intro to EDC. If you like what you see, we post 2 or 3 videos every week. So please like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, take care. Be well.